Weekdays Loose Lunch. Now, in a mother and daughter interview this week, Sharon Osbourne revealed that she's only just realised that her 25-year-old daughter Kelly is now finally a woman. Kelly asked her mum when was the moment she realised, and Sharon replied, "It was 4 months ago on Dancing with the Stars. It was the way you conducted yourself." Kelly, however, says she doesn't actually feel like a woman yet. So, interesting. It was a lovely interview, actually. Is it something that you can relate to? Can you remember a moment when you thought, gosh, I am a woman now?
Well, sadly, I don't know so much about being a woman. Certainly a grown-up was when I was 9. And that I can remember putting my mum's curlers in and very un-PC, but sat, you know, with a biro like this. Not a real cigarette biro, like this. And when my mum had friends around, whatever, and she'd say, "All right, darling, come on, it's time for bed," I would literally go, like, incredulous that they didn't want me to participate in the evening.
9?
Do you know what I mean? I couldn't believe that there would ever be a social occasion where they didn't want the 9-year-old to ease out. But to be honest, as it happens, but now as I've got older, I don't think that I've reached that grown-up stage. I read a book a couple of years ago and I really related it. It was about being a failed grown-up. And there was this woman and she was about 40, which is considerably younger than me. But she said that at 40, she was driving along in the car one day and she just suddenly went to herself, "I'm driving." And I find that if I do something like cook a meal for more than 2 people who actually eat it and swallow it and enjoy it, I walk away going, "Oh, yes." Like, I've cooked a meal, like a proper grown-up. But then again, I still, I still look to my parents for approval. I still want, you know, Daddy to sort out the brown envelopes and everything. But I did think there would be a day that you woke up and you were a grown-up, and that's just never quite
I don't think, the grown-up thing. I think I remember having an enormous crush on my friend's brother. He was 19 and I was about 12. And he'd been paid to take us all to the cinema one day. I think it was her birthday or something. And I got it into my head that you know, it was a kind of date and that he would notice me. And I was a very unattractive young girl. And I remember getting very fluttery. And I remember for days before, this excitement. And I remember borrowing something from my sister and getting some lipstick and really kind of dressing up. And I remember that real feeling of, well, I felt like I was in love and that clearly he was going to notice me and we'd probably get married and have children. Didn't happen, funnily. But I remember that was my first kind of
feeling of a woman.
I think as a grown-up, and the woman thing probably was when I had Jack. That, to me, kind of completed my jigsaw of being a woman. That suddenly I went, oh, my goodness, I'm a mum.
Well, I think my first time was after my first time, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
You know, we think, oh, I'm a woman.
Did you?
Yeah,
Did you?
But was it nice? Was it all nice? Because, you know...
All right, Ruth. Yes, it was lovely, thank you.
So romantic.
And, yeah, I think it's because it was all very romantic and I was in a very serious relationship. You know, it wasn't a fumbly first-time thing. It was all exactly how I imagined it and wanted it to be. And I just remember after thinking, I'm finally a woman.
You just listened to too many lyrics,
I was listening to lyrics all through it, yeah. I'm sure there's a song out there.
Did you have Barry White on?
Our best friend
No, it wasn't
from
Barry
school,
White.
she was the first one, and I remember rushing round to see her and then went, oh, you look different. You just look different. She was going,
but actually thinking back now, though, I still really wasn't a woman as such. I suppose, like you say, when you first... Although when I first had my first child, Shane, I was only 23 or something, and I remember actually the opposite, thinking, I don't feel grown up. I still need my own mum, and now I am a mum. I actually felt,
It's funny with that because with Keely, one of the first things for me, because I mean we are, you know, she's my baby and will be my baby forever. But watching her, my baby, have a baby was the most incredible thing I've ever experienced. And even now, it makes me want to cry because it was just unbelievable. I mean, it was hard because I just wanted to stop and let me do it, because I'm your mum, I'll do that for you, do you know what I mean? But you can't, you have to...
Her boyfriend had a lot to say about
that. But in your eyes now, is she a woman and not...
Of course, but she'll always be my baby. Your children are always your baby. But I remember with me, I remember the first time I met a boy and my brother took me to an all-night party. I was allowed to go, it was only down the road. And I was only 14 and I met this boy and he said, would you like to go to the bathroom? And I thought, I do want to go to the bathroom. And I thought, well, you know, is it to brush your teeth? Is it to, you know, wash something? Or... So I said, all right. So I went up to the bathroom and he started to do things. And I thought, if this is growing up and being a woman, I don't want any of that mess.
And how old were you?
14, and I ran from the bathroom and I've never been back to the bathroom. I was, to be honest,
it was my first boyfriend that ran out of the bathroom when I was...
Ah, dear. Now, Simply Red, famously...